Hey Dan, I'm going to try not to make this too long, but I just sort of wanted to go over what we talked about the other day as far as if you're trying to get top dollar for the house. You need to make sure the landscaping looks absolutely fantastic. You know, front and backyard, we've talked about we're probably going to have to resod the backyard. On the front of it, you really don't need to do a lot besides painting. And of course, we've talked about the rod. It's soffit, fascia board, excuse me, around the house, and you're going to have to check the soffit at the same time. Anyway, we're going to walk into the house again. You know, just clean this up, put some mulch down in the flower beds and stuff like that. I think that would look real good. Again, that's all got to be painted, all that kind of good stuff. A little bit of touch up here. You know, just make it look as best you can to get top dollar. As far as the inside here, basically what you want to do is get everything painted that you haven't painted. The handrail all needs to be cleaned and painted. And then again on that fireplace, man, I would get on the internet and look at some different things. Basically all you're trying to do is make that stand out and look good. A mantle may help or may not, but I think you can do a couple things to really make that a focal point for the house. On here, basically just do a granite countertop, and I would do the same thing matching to the kitchen area. And then as far as the cabinets go, you can clean those up real good, or you may want to think about painting them white both here and in the kitchen. You know, you got front and back. I mean, they're good cabinets, so I wouldn't replace them. Of course, in here, you're going to want to come in, put in granite countertop, or not granite, but a quartz countertop probably will work for you. And do a nice tile backsplash along here. And while you're at it, you don't have any GFCIs at your outlets that are close to the water. Whoever inspects the house is going to call for that. But you're going to want to redo the sink and then all your appliances. And I would probably go a nice stainless steel again if you're trying to get top dollar for the house. The light up here, I don't know a lot you can do about that, but I would check some different options to look at that. And then, of course, around these, I would take all those off, clean them up, or get new ones. And then I would update all your light fixtures in your dining room. And then also above your door, just get something that's more modern and will appeal to people. In the bathroom area, basically we talked about that. This is all got to be replaced, and the whole bathroom needs to be updated. I think you've got a nice tile. You know, some people may not like the color of it, but I think you got a good tile if you just clean everything up and get a good paint job. You know, update the medicine cabinet to where it looks fairly modern. The mirror, this all has to go. Of course, that's all rotted out from underneath there. In the garage area, we talked about that briefly. You got some issues up there around that. I would get all that cleaned up and updated. Go ahead and have them paint the garage, fix this sheetrock. What I would do is probably put a drop-down stairs in there. That way maybe you won't have to deal with this issue ever again as far as getting cracked. But come in here, have it cleaned up, get it all painted nice and clean looking so whoever's moving in, they think they're getting a really nice house because you have upgraded everything. Over here, of course, I can get rid of this lock and stuff like that. And we talked about also replacing all these doors with a 6-panel or something to that effect. That will really make these rooms pop a lot more. Sorry that's getting blurry. And then in your laundry room, again, basically you just want to get it real cleaned up, looking real nice. You'll have to replace that outlet, and then that down there. You've got a gas outlet, and then what you want to go with is a 4-prong there. Even though there's only 3 wires, you can do a 4-prong. Electrician or any of your repair guys should be able to do that. So on the outside, we talked about it, but all this needs to be cleaned up, power washed, get rid of this thing up here, and then, you know, caulked and then painted. Along the bottom here where you've got some rot and stuff like that, I would have them take a 1x4 hardy board, have them put that on there, nail it on there real good or screw it, okay? And then at that point in time, it's got to be caulked thoroughly and then painted to match. Backyard we talked about. It's just a real mess, and of course you've got a drainage issue here. I probably wouldn't mess around with that too much. But this whole backyard probably needs to be completely, all the weeds and everything killed off and then resodded. Again, almost all the pictures I saw of the ones that had sold for the higher prices, the backyards looked immaculate. This has all got to get hauled out of here. The brick and stuff you may be able to just stack up in a corner someplace and somebody may want it. But personally, I would probably get rid of it. It's just like if you look at it, you got a bunch of piles here and there, and it's around the tree. Trees need to be trimmed. Your fence, for the most part, on a couple sides looks real good. On this side over here, on the left-hand side facing it, you can see along the bottom, some of that's rotted out. It's only a section of it, so it shouldn't be that bad to get in there and get that done. You know, basically from right there, it looks like good fence all the way back around there. All this has got to get cleaned out. I'd trim all these trees back. You got some of it that's hitting the roof. That's going to be bad on your new roof. So get all that done, all this stuff hauled out, and then of course resawed that. And again, trim these trees back to where the grass can get some sun. And you can see how green this is. That's got to all be power washed or cleaned off before they paint. You know, the whole house caulked, screens replaced if needed. And then again, you can see that rotted along there. If they do what I said, a 1x4 of hardy board trim piece, that will help alleviate it, and you're not going to have to replace all your siding. But all these places have got to get caulked and sealed to where they look right. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'll bring it a little bit closer. You can see that gap there. And then also you got pieces of trim that are missing. And again, that's just a 1x4. Got to be properly caulked and painted. You know, they can't do a half-assed job or else it's just a problem. On the upstairs, I think you had done most of your painting. I'd probably redo that carpeting or give a carpet allowance on it. And then at that point in time, I think the upstairs bathroom needed to be updated. I'll take a look up there. If I need to add anything to it, I will. Talk to you later.